let's go through the fixture list that came out today, UK time, yesterday, as most people are listening to this, which put pretty much everyone in the first 8 fixtures of the season. So we play Arsenal on the opening day. We'll also play Chelsea and City. I think it's Fulham second up, isn't it? I mean, there's a whole bunch of really tough fixtures in that opening quarter of the season before November. Do we feel good about that or bad about that? Because in one sense, if you can start well, if we got those players in, we've had the full pre-season, most of the squad's used to Amorim's system, we start really well. Think of the momentum we could carry into the last 3 quarters of the season. And on the dark side of that is, if it all goes wrong, he's got no credit in the bank and could be gone by November.
Well, funny you say November, obviously, with those first, it's 3 rounds. We have 3 international breaks in that time. Well, into that November international break, there's Arsenal, Fulham away, Burnley, international break. City away, Chelsea, Brentford away, Sunderland, international break. Liverpool away, Brighton, Forest, Spurs. And those last 2 are away, I think, as well. It's a really tough run. For me, I'm not too asked about having really tough games at the start. Teams are getting the measure of themselves, teams peak at different times, and you play everyone twice. So I've never really been too bothered about hard starts. It just means an easier run home. And we know in the back end of the season, when teams are competing for league position or trophies or avoiding relegation when you finish 15th in the previous year, having an easier run in does help. So I tend to look at the upside of that. I don't really care when we play teams this season based on the fact that there are no European fixtures. We're going to have week breaks between most games, apart from when the cup fixtures kick in. I'd expect a cup run based on less fixturing as well, and we've traditionally been good in the cups. But yeah, I'm not too bothered about it. I like the idea of starting with Arsenal. We start for, I think it's the 9th game in a row at home, which is a nice little privilege that we get with the fixturing. You've got to have the big clubs, the big stadiums. They look good on TV, even if they're breaking down in person. But no, I'm not too concerned. It's not ideal having City and Liverpool away in the first, what would that be, the first 8 matches.
8. Yeah.
So, for Ruben Amorim, I imagine it's going to create external noise. If you listen to Omar Barada's interview and saw the general vibe, he is back. So, I mean, it would have to be utter disaster for him to lose his job in November. And when he got the job last year in November, I think he started on the 11th, if memory serves. Yeah, for me, not too worried about that. But, last season, I looked at the fixtures from last season when he took the job. Teams had played 11 games at that stage as well. And between 3rd and 8th, there was 18 and 19 points. So I had a look, tried to map out what an average result would be if they do have the window that we expect, which is a good window. Not the perfect window, but a good window. And I came up with 5 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. So that's 18 points. So if that gets you in the mix, I think that's a pretty good start. But they just, we need results and we need performances to match them, because I don't think just getting results is going to be enough. We're going to need to see an improvement in performance. Building on that Aston Villa game, that's got to be the platform that they sort of build on now. So I'm not sure what you think. Maybe I'm always just too much the optimist. But no, I'm not too phased. I think, traditionally get good results at Fulham. Don't always get great results at Burnley. But yeah, I'm more optimistic than pessimistic. What about you?
I am so unfussed about the fixture list. I mean, as you say, everyone plays everyone twice. I'm not sure a title or relegation or European places has ever been decided. I think where it does come into the mix a little bit is in the kind of narrative and the vibe. And given that we finished 15th, he started in November, get through to November, it'd be a year at the club. If he got the same level of results that we got throughout his tenure to date, which is losing half the games, he'd be under incredible pressure, right? And it's not, you can say, hey, we back you, we back you, we back you. But if it's not getting better, then how long do you back and back and back, right? That's the only worry. I don't actually expect it to get there. I would expect United's results to tick up generally. But that's the only scenario in which I think an easier run to start the season would have been better. Just that he doesn't have a lot of banker credit. And we said this at the end of last season, despite Ten Hag winning the FA Cup, that he had no banker credit, really. You know, he had that emotional bump from winning that. But everyone now looks back and goes, yeah, that was a big mistake, right? You know, we got carried away with the emotional bump. We being the community plus the club and those in charge, right?